What's going on, everybody? It's the Keymaster 84 coming at you guys today with another episode of Daily Dose. It's been a few days, guys. I do apologize. It was an off weekend. Nothing quite 100% right. It was just one of those weekends that just didn't turn out the way that I planned. But, you know, guys, that is what it is. The price of being an adult, having to do adult things. But let's get into it. We got a lot of news to cover. We got news from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to cover today. So here we go. We're starting with the oldest to the newest. Here we go, baby. Oh, before I forget, just like I just forgot to tell you guys, hit that like and that subscribe before we get along with, so you guys don't forget by the end of the video. Make sure you guys hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications so you guys don't miss out on any of the amazing content that comes out in this channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Let's get into the news. Days Gone has officially gone gold. Oh yeah, baby. The game that was first announced at E3 2016 and scheduled for a 2018 release date has been suffering a few delays, but it does look like it will be coming out in April. Dun dun dun. April 26th to be exact. So have on it, Days Gone. PS4 guys. I'm a little jealous. Probably one of the games that I would love to play, but I don't own a PlayStation. I don't get to play it. Next, Blizzard laid off 209 employees during the Activision Blizzard restructuring. This is all during Activision Blizzard laid off 800 employees. 209 of that was from the Blizzard side of the company. It was from that affected Blizzard studios in California, New York, Texas, and Minnesota. Activision Blizzard also noted that several factors came into play when the company decided who to lay off, such as business needs, job skills, performance, redundancy, job elimination, and restructuring needs. They did go on to further clarify how you further clarify after you further clarify, but okay. They further clarified the clarification that none of the employees who were let go were represented by a union. Everyone that lost a job was given 60 days compensation and benefits, plus a severance package. Moreover, Blizzard's IT department was the most to be affected after it lost 41 employees, followed by the marketing and live experiences departments that laid off 29 employees each. Yeah, that's pretty extreme. It was a pretty extreme layoff. But yeah, CEO Bobby Kotick announced that Activision Blizzard was once again achieved record results in 2018. Ironically enough, Kotick also used the same earnings call to confirm that Activision Blizzard would be laying 8% of its workforce after announcing that they had achieved record results in 2018. There's a lot of other news involved in that, guys. They're actually being sued, and there's a whole bunch of other crazy news going along with it. If you guys didn't look it up, definitely go ahead. It's an interesting read. This is something you guys want to know about more of, let me know down in the comments, and I'll do a full breakdown video about everything going on with that. Apex Legends news coming up. Here we go. Apex Legends League reveals flamethrower and turret. Huh. Interesting. By the way, the data miners in Apex, do you think they could probably try to do something about that? But apparently not. Yeah, apparently in the most recent update there was files for a turret and a flamethrower potentially coming to the game. Obviously, it's leaked. Data mine, excuse me, guys. Data mine. There's no way of telling when, how, where, what, any of this information. It could never come out. It could just be a file that was in there. So take it with a grain of salt. Kind of just wait it out and see what's going on. Anyways, moving on to the next piece. Cyberpunk 2077's release is still a long ways off. High anticipation of the game. Game was actually announced back in 2013. Yes. They might have jumped the gun a little bit. But CD Projekt Red did announce on PlayStation's YouTube channel that the game is coming when it's ready. I mean, CD Projekt Red does not release games unless they are ready. And if you guys were not expecting that and didn't know that, You guys should have known. You should have asked your friends. But no, CD Projekt Red they do not release games before they are ready. That is also why I recently found out that there won't be a beta, is because they do not want you to have a non-100% amazing experience. But yeah, I mean, they've been everywhere. They've been on Microsoft's E3 stage. They did a PlayStation YouTube video. They've done, I mean, it's going to be coming out on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox. Well, you know what? I'm just not going to say PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I'm just going to say PC, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever system that happens to be around at that point. It was aiming to release some current gen hardware, but there is a possibility of it coming out for next gen, as people are now talking about with the latest delay. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Cyberpunk is going to be at E3. That CD Projekt Red has already confirmed that. So it is interesting that, you know, it's an interesting time, because it's like, okay, you're telling us that you're not going to release until it's ready, and it's still a long ways out, but you're saying you're going to be at E3 with a bunch of information. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Definitely interesting. Let's see here. Oh, one of the biggest news that came out over the weekend was the Google controller, followed up by the fact that Sega could be partnering with Google on a next-gen console. Rumors have been swirling that Google is set to enter the console video game market with not only a streaming service but also home hardware as well. We've already seen the patents for the game console controller, and it's expected to be proper unveiling of the project at the 2019 Game Developers Conference on March 18th. 7 days away, guys. And if new rumors believe, the Go console is expecting to be unveiled at GDC. Will include an announcement of a major partnership with Sega to produce games for the device and streaming service. Whew, baby, that's some crazy news. You know, it seems awesome. I am very excited for more competition in the market, especially for someone who I think can really do a big job on making competition out of the gate. I am excited to hear more about it at the Game Developers Conference next week. I actually think we're actually going to get a ton of video game news from GDC next week. So definitely we'll be watching the channels. Like I said, make sure to hit that subscribe and that subscribe with the bell icon. That way you guys get all the news that comes out next week. But yeah, it should be interesting. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, Assassin's Creed Odyssey was already done on their Project Stream platform, and it went pretty well for people who were able to get into it. It's hard to say though, so we'll have to wait until the 18th to see what's going on and see what happens then. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. If you're excited the fact that Google's coming into the market with not only just a streaming service but also gaming hardware. Is it something that you might buy? What price point would it need to be? What price point would it need to be at for you in order to buy it? Down below in the comments. What's next in the news? Twitch streamer Shroud hits 100,000 subscribers. That's amazing. There are tweets flying all over the place. That was insane. But yeah, no, Shroud hit 100,000 subscribers and has 6 million followers. The second most popular channel on Twitch behind Only Ninja, and boasts over 4 million subscribers on YouTube. And, you know, really got big once he started playing some of their new games. PlayerUnknown's Battleground is where he got kind of big. I mean, he was a Counter-Strike pro, and then he stopped playing that, started streaming PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. He got fairly big once he stepped into Blackout and Fortnite and Apex Legends. He just exploded from there. Not that he wasn't already big, but it was definitely something he's definitely worked hard for, definitely put a lot of time and effort into. Congratulations, Shroud, and hope things continue to go well. I'm not going to talk about the PewDiePie story. Oh, here we go. Anthem is in the news again. Anthem player shows how much better loot drop rates was before the most recent patch. Anthem is currently experiencing a bit of a fiasco related to the game's loot and drop rate of masterwork and legendary items. A brief window of bugged loot, quote-unquote, with increased drop rates that lasted about 10 hours before Anthem's most recent patch, has led some players to push BioWare towards making permanent improvements. This window of bugged loot, or its differences to normal, quote-unquote, normal drop rates, hasn't been properly explained. One Anthem player luckily managed to capture the difference and broke down the loot between the two timeframes on Reddit. Yeah, so unfortunately, there was a time where, you know, you could really grind and get some really good gear. Let me just read this real quick for you guys, and then we'll move on. Pre-patch, the Anthem player earned 21 Masterworks and 2 legendary items. Post-patch, they picked up 7 Masterworks and 2 legendary items. Roughly a 66% drop in Masterwork items. Ouch. Ouch. There was an increase from 102 to 163 on epic drop rates, but they are, you know, mainly aligned after level 30, according to this article. I don't play the game, so I can't really comment on it, just because of the weak power and fewer attributes. So sorry, Anthem guys. Hope your looting days get better. Anthem loot drops issue, or Anthem loot drop issues acknowledged by BioWare. Significant changes planned. We're just not even gonna read the rest of that story. We're just planning on fixing it. We'll see what happens. I'll tell that story when that comes out with that. Apex Legends Battle Passes have been leaked. Shocker. I know everybody, that's the shocking news of the day. Let's see here. What does it say? Oh my gosh. The information itself comes from lines of code buried in game files, so it's not entirely clear how everything is going to work, how players will advance through it. There appears to be some sort of Battle Pass page that will become available for players, as well as a detail box, which may provide more information. There we go. Looks like it's going to be similar to how similar to what Call of Duty has been doing with its seasonal pass. New characters. New characters are going to be in it. Looks also showing that new character will be a high speed stuff. Octane. Yeah, I mean, so they got some information. They're not exactly sure how it's going to work. We don't know when it's coming yet, still. But who knows? 2 varieties of Battle Pass. Oh, there's one thing they will have figured out, though, is there will be 2 versions of a Battle Pass. A free version that will get all player, that will be available for all players, and then a paid one known as a Diamond level, which will all probably offer more exclusive content. Interesting. So they're taking a page out of the Blackout Bible, and they're taking a page out of the Fortnite Bible, smashing them together, and seeing what we get. Should be fun. I'm excited to see when that comes out. Harry Potter Wizards Unite AR gameplay details revealed. Hold on. We gotta read this story first. Harry Potter Wizards Unite, how to pre-register. I was read those out of order. The RPG will be the first major release from Niantic since its Pokemon Go launch in summer of July 2016. Users of Android devices can visit the Harry Potter Wizards Unite page on the Google Play Store to pre-register for the game. You just need to click the big green button that says pre-register in order to do so. A message that pops up once players have hit the pre-register button explains that by doing so, they'll be able to get a notification when the game is available for their device. The pre-register button on the App Store listing for Harry Potter Wizards Unite is not exactly what people have seen. Keep your eyes out for that. The game is not expected to go live until the summer, but the Google Play Store page also hints that they do not need that in the works. They say that if you do the pre-registration, they may invite you to the early access program for the game. Interesting times in the game. Many also want Niantic to address your temporarily maybe exclusive to Samsung devices. Some are still a few months away, however, so the studio is planning to share a lot more about its hotly anticipated title. Very exciting for Harry Potter fans. Let's get into this, which is the AR gameplay details revealed. I mean, I'm not going to get into that. That's more of a different video for a different time. We're not going to do that today. Anthem players are boycotting the game to protest loot drops. We already talked about that. People are not happy. They need to fix it. People feel like they need to fix it at least. It's hard to say. I mean, unfortunately, this kind of goes into a topic that me and Big talked about a few weeks ago, where people complain, and they complain on Reddit, and they complain on Twitter, and they complain on Facebook, and they complain on this, and they complain on that, and they do this, and they, oh, baby, I can't handle a hard game. You're playing a looter shooter, guys. It's gonna be great. Deal with it. Deal with it. It's not a big deal. That's what you bought. You bought a game that you wanted to take time. And if you didn't want it to take time, you purchased the wrong game. I did that plain and simple as day. That's how I'm gonna say it. So do not get upset at BioWare for making exactly the game that everybody wanted them to make. It's not fair to BioWare. Anyways, moving on. Fortnite adding a new baller vehicle. Dope. Moving on. Dead Space producer wants to make a sequel. Hell freaking yeah. Please. It's been over 6 years since the release of Dead Space 3, and sadly the franchise has been completely absent for an entire console generation, with visceral games being shut down and EA focused on just a handful of its biggest franchises. The chance to see a new Dead Space game was slim to none. However, if Glenn Schofield, the executive producer of the original Dead Space, had his way, then he'd be working on a sequel to the sci-fi horror classic. Schofield has revealed as much during a recent episode of the Game Informer Show podcast. Schofield said that if he did make a Dead Space sequel, that it wouldn't necessarily follow the lore of Dead Space 2 and 3, as the plot became too complex. Schofield was also asked what it would take from an economic standpoint to make Dead Space 4 a reality. Schofield acknowledged that the game would have to engage the audience for the long term for EA to give it to the green light, which would likely be accomplished through multiplayer of some kind. Schofield said that if he developed a Dead Space 4, he would start with the co-op to explore other multiplayer options. Schofield stopped short of going into specifics on what multiplayer would look like, though perhaps it would be similar to Dead Space 2 versus multiplayer mode that allowed one team to control the franchise's vicious necromorph creatures. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys would be interested in a Dead Space 4, or just a continuity of the Dead Space series. Would you want it to be a multiplayer or single player experience? How do you guys want to enjoy Dead Space? Me personally, I'm just going to say that I would love to say I would stay in the vein that it is in. I don't feel like Dead Space is a great candidate for multiplayer, but a good story-driven single-player game that you can make DLC for and do all that kind of stuff. Hells to the yeah. Sign me up. Moving on. Mortal Kombat 11. How long is it? How long does it take to get through the story of Mortal Kombat 11? Well, boys and girls, the question has kind of been answered. Dominic Ciancolo, the story director for the Mortal Kombat 11, I am so sorry, Dominic, recently spoke to the publication Games Reactor to discuss the game's story. When asked how long the story mode was, he said he didn't provide a straight answer, saying, I can roughly estimate how long the cinematics and everything are, but I can't tell you exactly how long the story mode will be. However, a representative from NetherRealm later claimed that the story mode in Mortal Kombat will be around 8 hours long. I'm assuming that 8 hours would be a perfect play session. Which 8 hours for a fighting game, that's still, in my opinion, pretty darn good. Some people may be upset with that, but I think it's fantastic. Interesting what you guys think of that. And then last but not least, our last piece of news for the day, Fallout 76 Wild Appalachia expansion has been delayed. In the game where nothing could go right, Fallout 76 just keeps on having problems. Initially scheduled to begin on March 12th, it has been delayed, and now it's going to go on live on March 13th. I know it's only a day, but it's just like, how did you guys miss it by a day? That seems odd to me. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Bethesda has previously announced that this first update will bring brewing and distilling to Fallout 76. They'll be able to make their own consumable alcohol items. This item offers temporary bonuses, but they may come with a drawback as well, one that Bethesda has compared to a mild hangover. They'll need to complete a quest called Wasted on Nukashine before they can make a brewing station and begin crafting beers, wines, and spirits from the comfort of their camps. Pretty awesome. Players should be expecting a new limited time mode on March 19th, a new survival PvP mode on March 26th, 2 new quests on April 9th and May 7th, and more after that. So that's what's going on in the world of Fallout 76. Anyways, guys, that's all the news we have for today. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys stopping by, hanging out, and you know, just genuinely hanging out with us today. Remember, like I said before, guys, make sure you guys are hitting those likes, comments, and subscribes. It'd be greatly appreciated. It helps the channel grow. And make sure you guys don't miss out on any info involving news inside the gaming industry, especially coming next week, guys. We have Game Developers Conference coming up. We're going to be getting a lot of news from Xbox, a lot of news from Google, potentially PlayStation. I mean, there's just a lot of news coming up. So I definitely would recommend following the channel. And that way you guys can see some more, you know, other other things going on the channel. Got a lot of stuff coming up, guys. It's just been kind of an off couple weeks for us. I do apologize for that. But yeah, guys. So until next time, this has been the Keymaster 84. We play games to make gains. Haters gonna hate. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.